For most people, Wall Street feels like a modern invention, a world of skyscrapers, flashing screens, hedge funds, and algorithms moving trillions of dollars in milliseconds. It looks like something born in the 20th century, engineered by economists and governments. But the core logic behind Wall Street is far older. It began centuries ago in small stone vaults run by goldsmiths, with a quiet realization that would permanently change how money works. In medieval Europe, gold and silver were money. Wealth was physical. If you owned gold, you owned purchasing power. But gold had problems. It was heavy, difficult to transport, and extremely risky to store at home. Theft, fire, and war could wipe out fortunes overnight. Goldsmiths already had secure vaults, guards, and strong doors, so merchants began depositing their gold with them for safekeeping. In exchange, the goldsmith issued a paper receipt stating how much gold was deposited and who owned it. At first, these receipts were not money, they were simply proof. A merchant could return at any time, hand over the receipt, and reclaim his gold. The gold remained the real asset. The paper meant nothing on its own. Over time, something unexpected happened. Merchants realized they didn't need to physically retrieve their gold to make payments. If one merchant owed another, he could simply hand over the receipt. The new holder could redeem it later. The gold stayed in the vault, while the paper moved through the economy. Slowly, the receipts became more convenient than the metal itself. As this practice spread, the goldsmiths noticed a crucial pattern. Very few people came to claim their gold at the same time. Day after day, week after week, the vaults remained mostly full. The gold rarely moved. This observation led to a dangerous but incredibly profitable idea. If the gold almost never left the vault, then it didn't need to just sit there. The goldsmiths began lending out gold that didn't belong to them. They issued additional receipts representing gold that was already promised to someone else. The original depositor believed his gold was safely stored. The borrower believed his receipt was backed by gold. Two people now believed they owned the same metal. This was the moment the scam was born. Nothing collapsed immediately. In fact, the system worked remarkably well. The goldsmith charged interest on loans created out of thin air. As long as people trusted the receipts, the deception remained hidden. The gold stayed in the vault. The economy expanded. The goldsmiths became wealthy. This practice became known as fractional reserve banking. The goldsmith kept only a fraction of deposits in reserve and lent out the rest. The system was mathematically fragile but psychologically stable. It relied entirely on confidence. Occasionally, confidence broke. Rumors spread. People panicked. Depositors rushed to vaults to withdraw their gold when too many people demanded their metal at once. The truth was revealed. The gold wasn't there. Goldsmiths failed. Fortunes vanished overnight. These were the first bank runs in history. But instead of abandoning the system, societies institutionalized it. Fractional banking was simply too useful to stop. Governments realized banks could finance wars, trade, and expansion without raising taxes directly. In exchange for privileges and protection, banks became entwined with the state. Laws were passed to enforce bank liabilities. Central banks emerged to act as lenders of last resort. Paper money became official currency. Gold gradually disappeared from everyday use. First it stopped circulating, then it stopped backing money fully. Eventually it became a symbolic reserve rather than a constraint. By the time Wall Street emerged in the 18th and 19th centuries, the goldsmith logic was already embedded in the financial system. Banks no longer needed metal vaults, they needed confidence, regulation, and political support. Money had transformed from a store of value into a system of promises layered on top of each other. Deposits backed loans, loans backed bonds, bonds backed derivatives. Each layer depended on the assumption that the layer beneath it would hold. The physical anchor was gone. Trust became the foundation. This is why Wall Street isn't really about money, it's about leverage. Modern banks do not lend money they already have. They create money when they lend. A loan simultaneously creates a deposit. The same mechanism the goldsmiths discovered centuries ago now operates at a global scale, amplified by technology and financial engineering. This system produces rapid growth during stable periods. Credit expands. Asset prices rise, economies boom. But the same structure guarantees instability during shocks. When trust breaks, lending stops, liquidity disappears, and markets freeze. The 1929 crash followed this pattern. So did the 2008 financial crisis. In both cases, too many claims were built on too little real backing. Confidence vanished, and the system seized up. Governments responded the same way goldsmiths once did, by restoring trust. Not by finding gold, but by issuing more promises. Bailouts, guarantees, and money creation replaced metal withdrawals. The system survived by expanding. This is the hidden trade-off of modern finance. Fractional reserve banking creates prosperity during calm periods and catastrophe during panics. It accelerates growth but magnifies collapse. It rewards belief and punishes doubt. And despite centuries of evolution, the core dependency remains unchanged. The system still runs on belief. The belief that banks are solvent. Belief that deposits are safe. Belief that money tomorrow will retain value today. Without that belief, the entire structure collapses, just as it did in the goldsmith vaults. Wall Street perfected what the goldsmiths discovered. Control trust, and you control money. The vault no longer needs gold if confidence can be maintained through institutions, laws, and central banks. Every modern financial innovation, fiat currency, central banking, derivatives, digital money, is simply a more complex version of issuing receipts on something that isn't fully there. The language is different. The math is more advanced, but the logic is the same. As long as confidence survives, the system works. When confidence breaks, the truth becomes visible. Wall Street was not built on gold. It was built on a realization that reshaped history. You don't need to own the money, you just need people to believe you do.